Hello, everyone. Now we are in Ecuador and we have Marcelo and Natalia, and they are going to tell us about their business and what they are doing in that area. And then I will let you guys start going through that introduction, and then we go to our chat.
Okay, so my name is Natalia, and I come from Poland. I was working in human resources for 7 years, and then I decided to quit my job and to travel for 1 year to look for some ideas what I could do, because my plan was to never come back to the office. And before I left Europe and before I went to Asia and Australia, I met Marcelo, actually in Spain during my short trip to Barcelona. And we started talking about Guayusa because Marcelo, he already had his tea business for 1 month, maybe. I already knew what Guayusa is. And we started talking, we started chatting. I left Spain. We met again a few months later in Poland. I went to Australia, and then I decided that Marcelo is such a nice guy, and I love Guayusa, and I came to Ecuador, so now we are here together. So this is about me.
That's great. So we missed the chance to see you here, Natalia, when you spent time in Australia. Oh, okay. Sorry, Marcelo.
Okay. No, it's okay. Okay, my name is Marcelo. I started Wara Guayusa. Actually, I started in May 2019. I was working for the Ministry of Agriculture here in Ecuador. I was making some crazy political strategies for Ecuador because I wanted to change somehow the economy of the country, reducing the importations and increasing the exportations. So I was working there for 6 months after I got here from Barcelona doing my master's. So that's how everything started. Then I quit my job over in the Ministry of Agriculture. I started Wara in May 2019, as I told you before. The way it all started was actually it was a dream. It was a dream I had about Guayusa because when I was in Spain studying, I couldn't have Guayusa over there because there was no Guayusa over there. So that's how it started. The need of something overseas. So that's how this started, and after that, I started doing a research about companies over there who was offering Guayusa over there, since it's a new plant for almost everyone, even for people here in Ecuador, because we have 4 regions, and the most well-known region where Guayusa comes from is the Amazon. So, for example, we live here in the highlands, and no one even knows about it. So I started with 10 kilograms. I took some samples over to Spain. I went to Madrid, to Barcelona, and then I got an appointment in Berlin. So I took a flight to Berlin. I walked like 250 kilometers between 21 days. So it was hard work. Yeah, delivering samples, talking to people, making demonstrations. So it was hard. It was a hard job at the time. So when I was in Barcelona, I had the amazing chance to meet Nati. And actually, over my trip, she was the only one that knew about Guayusa. So that was one of the reasons why I was so shocked when I met her. So yeah, I mean that started, and then in August 2019, I made the first big exportation to Spain. Big. We sent 500 kilograms, and we packed it over there, and then we started selling to Poland. We got a distributor over there. We are selling also to Hungary. We started with Germany. And then little by little, we are starting, well, obviously in Spain, and little by little, we are starting here in Ecuador to have more audience. Actually, we went backwards. What people normally do is like they go first in their country and then go afterward, go outside.
Yes,
You
well,
started overseas and then come back to your country.
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah, we are also selling in the US and hopefully soon in Russia.
That's great. You guys great. Have done a great job. So somehow I can say, Marcelo, by starting this dream, you achieved two dreams somehow. One was the business and the other one is lovely Natalia to be together, which is great. Okay, that's great. Based on what you told me, I know this is 1.5 year, but how you can see the um, tea or herbal industry in your area in Ecuador? Of course, if you can, if Natalia can touch on Poland or any other countries, that's okay for me. But I want to see from your perspective how you see this, both from industrial point of view and also from cultural point of view.
Yes, for example, here in Ecuador, as I told you, in my case, in my personal case, for example, I went to the Amazon. I think it was 2014. I went on a rafting trip with some friends, and they served me like a glass with guayusa, cold guayusa with lemon, like a lemonade guayusa. So I was like, hey, what's this? So I started having this intrigue about it. I didn't pay that much attention to it because I had a regular job at the time. But then afterwards, when I started discovering here, for example, loose leaf tea is not that popular. People usually drink in the tea bags.
Tea bag, okay, and maybe coffee.
And yeah, and also coffee. Yeah. So for example, people, not even tea. Like tea is not that popular here. It has
Herbal tea,
herbal tea,
chamomile, mint. This type of tea is popular here.
but not Camellia sinensis.
Okay, I understand. Okay, herbal, not the tea itself as tea.
Exactly. Yeah. So we saw Guayusas. I mean, I told you I was in Spain, and I was telling myself, okay, why there is no Guayusa here? I mean, it's you know, Guayusa. It's I love this plant because it's I catalog it as a in between, like tea, coffee, and yerba mate. For example, it comes from the same genus as yerba mate. Is Ilex. One is Ilex paraguariensis, and the other one is Ilex guayusa. The thing, the processing, it's different because guayusa does not have these what's the word, like well, it actually yerba mate is a bit bitter.
Okay.
Guayusa, it's sweeter and with earth flavor.
Maybe I will say a little bit more about Guayusa. So Guayusa is a tree, and it's a sacred tree for indigenous tribes that live in the Amazon, in Ecuador and in Peru. And leaves of this tree are picked and then dried. However, the indigenous tribes in the Amazon, they usually boil the leaves, fresh leaves, in small pots, and they drink it all day long. Also, I think that what is important is that Guayusa contains a lot of caffeine. And there is something called dreaming during a day.
Night watch.
Night watch. So they drink Guayusa to be aware of what is going on, and also to dream, but while being awakened. And they also use it to be more, to hunt.
Yeah.
But
to hunt, to be alert.
To be alert during hunt.
Great. That's good to know. Thank you so much for sharing, Natalia. And also, okay, that's good. So based on what you guys told me, get back to your business, are you doing just Guayusa, or it's a blend with other stuff? What you guys are doing in your business?
This is the nice part because, for example, when the indigenous communities, they usually have like piece of land because it's a piece of rainforest, of Amazon rainforest. they have their own limits. I mean, you usually are in, for us, it's like being in the jungle, but they know their boundaries between families. So these are called agroforestry systems because they plant medicinal plants, plants for their like aromatic or plants to eat, for example, everything in one small pot. So in one piece of land. These are called chakras. So we wanted to rescue these. I mean, we wanted to take species that they already had in their chakras and blend them together into to get the best out of the chakras with flavors of autochthonous ingredients. So, for example, in the same chakras, you have these Guayusa trees. You have also Ishpingo. Ishpingo is Ocotea quichos. Is another species of cinnamon. It's really good. I like, for example, here in Ecuador, there is a traditional beverage, usually in November, that people here drink with purple maize. And yes, so they usually use the calyces of it, the flowers. But we found out that the leaves have more of this cinnamon compound, which makes more of the aromas and flavors. So we make the same processing as the Guayusa leaves to the Ishpingo leaves. And then we make with lemongrass and also with cacao nibs from Ecuador, traditional from Ecuador. Nati can tell you more about nibs from cacao fino de aroma, which we call it.
Yes. Yeah, so currently we are selling Guayusa, and we have two blends. And one, as Marcelo said, Guayusa, Ishpingo, that kind of cinnamon and lemongrass. And the other one is Guayusa, also Ishpingo, and cacao nibs that are called here cacao fino de aroma. So this cacao is specific for Ecuador and has amazing flavor. Like, I have been always in love with chocolate, and finally here I found the chocolate I like because it's made out of this this cacao. It's another type of cacao, and it gives amazing flavor.
That's great. Based on what you guys tell me, what I understand is basically you get all the ingredients locally. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Locally, and comes from the communities.
Great. What about the people? I mean, of course, you touch on that one, but I want to see if the people going to a cafe, a tea shop, or whatever, what would be normally what they are ordering? What is the traditional somehow between the people?
Well, maybe I will say, because I have been living in Ecuador for 6 months, and I have some observation what is popular here in comparison to Europe and also Australia. So coffee is really popular because Ecuador has amazing coffee. This is being #1. But in terms of tea, it's usually herbal tea, chamomile tea, sometimes green tea, but tea like black tea or green tea is not that popular here.
Okay.
If we are talking about Guayusa, as Marcelo said before, Guayusa is not that popular among Ecuadorian. I think it's much more popular in the United States, and especially in the Amazon in Ecuador. Yes, people in the Amazon, they drink it every day and they drink it a lot. However, here in the highlands or in the coast, people don't drink Guayusa. These are rather, coffee, herbal tea, but not Guayusa. Okay. So these are the habits.
Nowadays, for example, we are having some meetings with Ecuadorian chefs that really want to rescue all these flavors from Ecuador. And for example, they are using the Guayusa to make these blends with food. For example, we like, it's called maridaje in Spanish. It's like tea with joining with food, or also the same leaves, crushed leaves, loose leaf, used with cocktails. For example, for example, we make our kombucha. You know what that kombucha is made usually with green tea, or black tea. We use the same principle because the SCOBY, which is the bacteria, gets the caffeine, sorry, and also the sugar out of it. So as Guayusa has a lot of caffeine, almost as coffee, but it has also the another compounds that release remotely, slowly the caffeine. But all this is really nice because the bacteria gets all of this, and the first fermentation we use, well, Guayusa as our main source of ingredient to make the SCOBY fermented. And then on the second fermentation, we use a lot of traditional and local leaves. For example, there is cedron, which is a really aromatic leaves from a tree that grows here. Or for example, we use purple corn, which is also another species of corn that only grows here in the Andean region because it has it's rich in anthocyanins, which anthocyanin is the pigment, and it's really it's a nutraceutical. It helps on the health of people that has, for example, cardiovascular problems and stuff like that.
That's great. Lots of health benefits somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a probiotic with anthocyanins. We call it a soda, a healthy soda, the kombucha.
Okay. You guys, as somehow I can call it tea lover, I can call Guayusa again as a tea or herbal. How many drinks you guys have during the day?
Well, I start my day with Guayusa, and in the past I was drinking a lot of coffee. However, I had some problems like cramps, for example, when I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I replaced it with Guayusa. And now I don't have this problem. But as I said, Guayusa is a caffeinated beverage. So I start in the morning with 1 glass, and then I keep on drinking because what is interesting and nice about Guayusa, you can use the same leaves 3 or 4 times to brew. So I usually have like 3 or 4 glasses of Guayusa. I try not to drink after 6 p.m. because then I can't sleep.
You can't sleep. Same as for you, Marcelo?
Yeah, I'm drinking it the whole day. I mean, I usually brew it for both of us in the morning, and we are brewing it and brewing it. Well, Nati can't drink it after 6 p.m., but I usually enjoy it till 8, 9 p.m. I'm used to the caffeine.
Get used to it somehow.
Exactly. I love it, and the taste is really, it's really different. I like it. It's really, it's undescribable in that sense.
Yeah, and whenever we are having any trips here in the mountains or any other parts of Ecuador, we always take our thermos, 1 tumbler and a thermo with hot water to have our Guayusa with us.
That's great. I don't recall anything else to ask you guys, but I want to see if you guys forgotten to say anything you want to add or anything else to add.
Well, I think that maybe it's important to mention that Guayusa, apart from being caffeinated, it also has vitamins, but Marcelo knows better.
Well, actually, it has catechins. Catechins are they release the caffeine. For example, the kinetics of liberation of the caffeine in coffee, it's so like up and down. That's why you get the jitters. But with Guayusa is different because it comes up and then it stabilizes for over 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Exactly. So you are like focus on something. For example, for me to study or working, it's amazing. Besides, it has also theobromine. Theobromine is usually found in cacao, in cocoa. That's why it makes it a superfood. It also, according to some studies, it has
a lot of antioxidants.
Antioxidants, 50% more antioxidants than green tea. And also in green tea, it's a really nice source of antioxidants. So Guayusa, it's also really nice in that terms. And also it has amino acids, like in tea, for example, L-theanine, which it helps reducing stress. So it's a complete beverage. We totally love it.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. If we don't have anything else to add, we finish our chat. That was great to see you guys. Have a chat virtually at least. Hopefully we can catch up face to face, either in Poland or Ecuador or Australia. Whatever will happen, we'll go for it. Please stay safe. Take care. We will be in touch and hope to catch up soon.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Ferin. Thank you for the opportunity to get to explain everyone about our Guayusa. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. That's great for everyone to know. At the end of the day, one of the point that I think it's missing in the industry is somehow the awareness. So the people don't know. Even myself, up to a year ago, I didn't know Guayusa. I didn't know what it is. I haven't heard even the name. And it's great to have you guys sharing this with us and also the health benefit. Thank you so much. Stay safe, take care, and we will be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.